Welcome everyone. This is the Masterclass. My name is Patricknazareth. I have around 30 years of experience in teaching and I hope to help dispel your doubts should you have any. Today we are looking at the short story I Sell My Dreams, written by the author Gabriel Garcia Marquez. A little bit about the author then. Gabriel Garcia Marquez was born in Colombia on March 6, 1927. He died April 17, 2014 at Mexico City in Mexico. He was a Colombian novelist. He pioneered a literary style known as magic realism, which uses magical elements or fantasy to depict events that should be otherwise ordinary. He won the Nobel Prize for Literature in the year 1982 for his masterpiece Cien Años de Soledad, or 100 Years of Solitude. Have you ever noticed how we as Indians are obsessed with astrology? In our families, there's always somebody who wears rings, who consults a pundit, consults his horoscope before deciding anything, whether we are looking at his line of work or what he wishes or she wishes to study. People all over the world believe in superstitions. This story is about superstitious people, just like you and me. The story opens in Havana, Cuba. A tsunami hits the hotel where the author is enjoying breakfast. The wave is so strong that it picks up the cars which are driving along the road alongside the sea and other cars that are parked over there and smashes them into the hotel front. One is embedded inside the hotel itself. When all the debris has been cleared out, when the car is removed, we learn that there was a person driving it, a woman. The body has been so brutally battered that all its bones have been broken, its clothes have been torn away. The only thing recognizable about that body is the fact that she wore a ring which resembled a serpent on her finger. The author, when he reads this, remembers that ring. He wonders, could it belong to the same person on whose hands he had seen it first 34 years ago in Vienna, Austria, when he was a student. At that time, he ran across this lady who was too rich to be at the canteen where the author and his friends used to go. She probably went there as a throwback to the times when she herself was poor. We are told she is very rich. Now, how did she get hold of all that money? She was born into a poor family. That family fell upon hard times and she went looking for work. From childhood, she had the power to interpret her dreams. The first dream she interpreted was when she was 7 years old. She dreamed that her brother was carried away in a flood. She told her mother this, and the mother immediately stopped her son from swimming. Frieda interpreted her dream differently. She told her mother, no, he will not die as a result of water, but instead he will die eating sweets. What did the mother do? Immediately stop the boy from eating sweets. But which 5-year-old listens? He ate a sweet, choked on it and died. This solidified her reputation. So when she went looking for a job, she mentioned this to the first house that she went to, that she felt would be a good place for her employee. She was immediately taken in, not paid much, but she had a place to sleep. She had 3 meals a day. Every day at breakfast time, she had to meet everyone in the family and she had to interpret their dreams. Years passed. It was a time of the 2 world wars. Each day, each week, each month, each year brought uncertainty. So she was there to interpret their dreams and she grew to have such a hold over the family that over a period of time, they would not do anything without listening to her first. When the father died, he left her a piece of his fortune, maintaining that it was to be just given to her as long as she interpreted the dreams that she had for the benefit of his family. The author, when he met her, was aware of this, was told about this. He used to look forward to meeting her because as students, we have no money. But if a rich uncle or a rich parent comes, they spend money on you, you can enjoy yourself at the best of places. Frau Frieda was like that. When she used to come to the canteen, she used to treat the students, which they loved. So they looked forward to her coming. It was almost like a holiday for them when she did come. She told the author, listen, you have got to leave Vienna because I think that something bad is going to happen to you. Knowing of her background, he immediately did so. They meet again at a place called Barcelona in Spain. He goes aboard a ship to meet another friend of his called Pablo Neruda. Pablo Neruda, as you guys must be knowing, is another world famous author and poet. While eating, Pablo Neruda tells the author that, listen, there's a lady over there who's staring at me. When he looks at her, he recognizes her immediately. Oh gosh, 11 years ago, I knew this lady and this is what she does. Pablo Neruda immediately says, I don't believe in anybody using dreams for prophecy. So they call the woman over, they have a chat, he tries to bring out a talent, but like we have just discussed, Pablo Neruda doesn't believe in dreams. Pablo Neruda leaves for his afternoon nap, and when he comes back refreshed, he tells them that he had an unusual dream. He dreamt of Frau Frieda having a dream in which she was dreaming about him. This amused the author, and he went to meet Frau Frieda again. He asked her, what had you been dreaming about? And she told him, I dreamt a dream where I saw your friend dreaming about me. That shocked the author, but he did not tell her why it shocked him. She misunderstood his shock for something else, and she said, why do you think that all dreams that I have are prophetic dreams? Some dreams are perfectly normal. Prior to this, they had gone on a walk in town together. When the lady, Frau Frieda, and the author were discussing things, he realized that she had been able to take over the entire fortune of the family that she was working with, had retired, and come to stay in Spain, where she had bought a magnificent house that resembled a castle. Pablo Neruda went back on his cruise ship, and so did Frau Frieda, and that was the last he heard of her until this incident. So we come back to the present, and he cannot resist bringing up this with the Portuguese ambassador and his wife, because the paper in which Frau Frieda's death was mentioned clearly mentioned she was working for the Portuguese ambassador and his wife. He happened to run into the Portuguese ambassador, and he asked him, did you know Frau Frieda? And the ambassador had a great many amazing stories about her, and he told the author, had you known her, you would have written a lot of stories about her. The author asked him, what exactly did she do for you? Was she a housemaid? Did she look after your clothes? Did she cook for you? What exactly did she do? So the ambassador looked at him and smiled and said, she dreamed. The story ends on that note. Who are the characters in the story then? Firstly, the author himself, who tells us the story recounting an experience that he has gone through. The second person is Frau Frieda, a person who interprets dreams. We also have another author, Pablo Neruda, and his wife, Matilde. Smaller characters like the Portuguese ambassador and his wife, who are mentioned in passing. The story here is set in 3 different places all across the globe. Havana in Cuba, Vienna in Austria, and Barcelona in Spain. It starts from the present in Havana, goes back 34 years to Vienna, coming forward 21 years to Barcelona, before finally coming full circle back to Havana. What are the literary techniques used by the author? Magical realism, where he presents something fantastic in a very ordinary setting. He's telling us about somebody who dreams of the future, and yet he's describing her as a normal woman, as an old lady who has grown older with time. There are very many extraordinary elements that are placed in a very ordinary setting, like how the author has Frau Frieda warning him in a commonplace setting like the canteen, telling him that you have to go because something bad is going to happen, and he does. The story of the chapter is also in a non-linear structure. It goes back into the past. It is almost like we are dreaming about the past, and that is what the author is trying to bring out. There are detailed descriptions of everybody and everything, whether we are describing the ring on Frau Frieda's hands, or we are talking about Pablo Neruda's eating habits, the tsunami wave hitting, the aftermath of it. These descriptions linger on in our memory. There is memorable imagery everywhere we look. When the author describes how buying a book that costs almost 2 months of the salary of Pablo Neruda at that particular time. The ending is deliberately left open. Who was Frau Frieda? Was she actually who she said she was? Could she actually interpret dreams? Or was she somebody who was very clever and who played on her clients' imaginations and their expectations of what they wanted from the future? That the author leaves it to us to determine. What are the major themes that are covered in this particular chapter? Most important, superstitions. Are you superstitious? Am I superstitious? Some people are superstitious, and we all know those sort of people. If you are able to tell them something about their life or something that has befallen them, they immediately believe that you can predict the future. It comes under something called fortune telling, a person being able to look into the future, and based on what he sees or she sees in your future, they say that it is your destiny to live that. Is it true? Because are they exploiting you, or are you exploiting them? For a clever person, it is very easy to bring out a couple of facts and then use that to exploit you, to take money out of you. Or perhaps exploitation from the other side simply means that you are able to go into the world feeling that you can deal with anything because your horoscope, or the person who has read your horoscope or who has told you about your destiny says that today is a good day for you, today you can do this, today you can attempt this job, you will be successful in anything you do. Why do such people have an undue influence over our life? Should they be having such an undue influence over our lives is what we should be asking. Also, reality versus imagination. What is real in this story? The reality is a woman died. Is it possible that she would have died if she had dreamed about her own death? She would not have taken the road that day. So exactly how much influence does she have over her own destiny? Imagination is something all of us have. And somebody tells us that this is going to happen and we try and fill up everything to match that. That okay, this person said this, therefore this happened. Okay, it's not completely what she or he said, but close enough that we believe them. Where do we draw the line between what is real and what is imagined? That's the lesson there for you then. I do hope I have been able to help. If I have, please do remember to like, subscribe and share. There might be others who would be needing our help. Thank you so much for watching.